Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adoptions from the Heart TV. I'm your host, Amanda Aliberti. Today, I would like to welcome Monique and Lisa. Monique and Lisa have both built their family through adoption, and they're going to share their experiences of connecting with each other as single parents through the adoption journey. So welcome, Lisa and Monique.
Hello.
So we will start with you, Monique. Why don't you first share, when did you come into the agency and what were your expectations about adoption?
I came into the agency towards the end of 2020, and my expectation was to one day have my bundle of joy.
Wonderful. And how about for you, Lisa? When did you first connect with Adoptions from the Heart?
I believe I filled out my application the end of 2021, and my expectations were to also have a son or a daughter in my life. You know, I've always wanted a child, and I always wanted to adopt since I was little. So for me, Adoptions from the Heart was just a really nice fit. And the minute I got involved with the agency, I felt very comfortable.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, I know you both waited in the books for some time. You both were recently placed in 2024, which means you each waited about 3 to 4 years until placement. Talk to us about what that experience was like, what it meant for you to have agency support, but then also the support groups that you guys attended where you ultimately met one another.
The wait was not as long as it sounds in a strange way, because my profile was only up for about a little over a year before I got placed with my son. But, you know, going through the process, doing all of the paperwork, the classes, my social worker is Jackie Zausner, and, you know, I definitely have called her and cried over the phone. You know, like there's definitely been moments like that, you know, because it's overwhelming a little bit as a single mother, parent. You know, it was helpful for me to have that support from the agency. I never felt like I was alone, and I always felt like I could reach out. And doing the classes were very helpful, you know, where other adoptees came on and told their story about their placement or maybe their involvement with the birth parents as well. And it really helped. It helped create vision also for, okay, this is going to happen. This can happen. We're moving forward. And then just this year, I believe the support group for single waiting parents was formed. So I definitely jumped on there. And I happened to recognize one of the women, another single woman on there, because when I was filling out my profile, I did a little research and I looked at other single parents that were waiting, and I looked at their profiles to get an idea of how, you know, how do I write my profile? What does this look like? You know, and I met my friend Monique. So I recognized her, but I also just saw that she was placed with her son. So I was overjoyed for her. And I just remember being thrilled that I saw her there, and I reached out while we were in the support group, and we connected. And she has actually been such a strong person. I feel like I met Monique and then I got placed with my son. The energy, the care, the love, you know, from other people is very helpful, you know, but Monique is always checking in, and I kind of fall off a little with text messages or phone calls, but she's been really powerful in that sense. And I know she has expressed as well that she has a support partner. So it's taught me to maybe help other people along the way. And I did join in one other support session that we had, and met more people, and also shared some insight or things that I know that I passed on to others, you know, that could help them in the adoption process. The connection you have with people, I find, is very important. You know, also as a single strong woman, sometimes you feel like you could do things on your own, you're strong, but really there's no need to, you know, and having the support and the support period, you could really work things out, talk things out with people. It's really amazing. And I feel so thankful. It's incredible. I can't wait to get together with Monique. Andrea is another waiting single woman in New Jersey, not far from me. And I'm very excited because I want Makai to have connections with other children that were adopted, and the diversity is important for me, that we have those connections, and I love it.
Thank you, Lisa. Monique, I'd like to bring you into the conversation. Your thoughts?
Well, adoption here during my waiting period, I have learned a lot. To be patient. You have questions, ask your social worker. My social worker was Katie. Keep good communication with them. This is something that I waited for. I knew that I wanted to do this in my life. And as you go through the process, I feel when you have people that support you, and I have a support person, which has twins through your agency here, which she has helped me with my journey. When we want to just talk about different things, far as, how were you feeling like during your waiting process before you got your children? What were your emotions here? And I think having the support and speaking to one another is very helpful. And I would encourage that to anyone. And when we were on the call, the single mom group, and I was like, wow, I'm amazed because just from her personality, I could feel the love and energy from her the first time I met her. And just to be on that group and to be talking to other single moms, it is a blessing. I have continued to join the single moms groups here, and I actually have kept in contact with a couple ladies. And during your waiting period, I feel like I've had some disruptions. So I think during the process also here, the more that you have people supporting you, encouraging you, and just looking upon you and checking on you. So just to hear mothers, like when they get the phone call and they're going, it's just wonderful. And knowing that Lisa could reach out to me, I said, call me anytime you need anything here, because as single moms, it can be a little harder for us here because we don't also have another partner, so we have to support each other. And I think how Adoption of the Heart brought this single moms group, and I've been on each one, I think it's wonderful. We all can share our stories. I think it's wonderful how we can support people that are still waiting. I think it's wonderful how we can tell them about our journey. So I think the agency here has very good classes here. I enjoyed my classes I took during the period of waiting. That's how I met my support partner during one of the classes that we took in-house. And I just think it's a wonderful thing that, you guys continuing with these classes in these different groups. So I think that's important too, because some things that we may miss and slip through, others may know, and then just some other resources that they may look at and they can be a help to us.
Thank you, Monique. Thank you for sharing that. I feel like both you and Lisa have hit on really important topics. The agency does our best through our educational processing when you come into our program and you apply and you receive your home study and you take your trainings. And then obviously we're here for ongoing support before, during, and after. But I think you both hit on a good point that it's important to connect with others who are walking in your shoes, right? And it seems like both of you were able to connect with somebody that was kind of your buddy through this process. And the agency providing these safe spaces for folks to come together, specifically for you guys, it was the single parent support group where you could really lean on each other in a way that maybe other spaces you were not. So I'm happy to hear that you both had that. And I think the goal of sharing this on this platform is that others who may be watching this would be willing to take advantage of some of these resources that are out there. What are your guys' hopes for the future in terms of connection? The idea of being an adoptive parent is not just a one moment thing, right? It's an ongoing commitment that you're making to try to be the best parent that you can be. So what is your hopes for the future in terms of your child the connections you're building and the spaces you want to be involved in.
My hope is to maintain my friendship with Monique. Andrea, she'll be placed with the child soon, I feel, and hopefully more single parents or other couples that are, placed with children too. In New Jersey, it's helpful because it's not too far away. So I would love to be more involved, get together, have play dates or lunches, just be together. And I know that as the months go on and the years go on, there will be different circumstances that may come up where I would need guidance or advice. And I feel very confident that I have the support that comes into my life, our life. I think it's important I just stay involved and be present, because I think it's easy to get caught up in your life and you're busy. But I don't know, I think that we're so special, this circumstance, this journey we've been on, and having, especially women, this like-mindedness and the same energy and feeling. I'm so grateful to be able to connect with other women that way.
I'm hoping me and Lisa will be long lifetime friends. Our kids will be 18. They'll be playing with each other. We'll have play dates, and each year the connection will get stronger here. I am praying for the single moms, and continuing one day being a mentor to the moms, support and mentoring single moms. And maybe just having a little single moms group where we meet once a month. And, we just talk about our feelings, how we're doing. Do you need any support? And I'm hoping to, if a single mother needed anything, whether it be from Target or food, groceries, to help them supply something here for them. And just continuing to connect with the single mom group and single mothers, continuing to support them, continuing to hear their journey and spread our journey, because when we hear their journey, it's nice to hear them, and also it's nice for them to hear our journey, and letting them know, even though we have our child placed, we still want to support you while we're waiting, because we've been there before waiting. And the connections with the children, just to continue to connect our children together, because as moms here, and us just being single moms, it's good for a connection for our children here.
Wonderfully said, Monique. Thank you for sharing that.
I love what Monique said, because I feel that way too. I think the children, it'll be really amazing for them to have these connections with the other kids too. I'm excited about it. I'm so happy. My heart's desire is fulfilled, and now we just move forward in life. But, something after when Monique was speaking, I was just thinking, definitely I feel like sharing my story and helping other parents. I really definitely feel that desire to do that. So I wonder what that really looks like, what that will be, but we'll see.
No, that's an important piece, because it's almost like you're giving back, right? You got something along the way, and now you want to give it back. And I think that's important. And there are spaces, especially within our agency, that you can be a referral or a resource for folks who are going through it. Even you coming on this platform right now and sharing your story, this is going to reach out to many people, especially single parents who are really scared about this process and worried about doing it alone. And how am I going to manage this? And the reality of parenting is very different once you're actually placed, right? So I think it's important that people know that there are others out there who have been through it, and you can lean on them for support.
And I just want to share also here, Lisa was a blessing, because there was a grant that I wasn't aware of. And she said, "Hey, Monique, did you look at this grant?" Okay, there was 2. And I end up getting the grant here. So I am thankful of her and the support here. She's like, here's the information. And I feel like when you're on this adoption journey, it's a journey here, but it's a journey where when you have support, it even more helps, because you have someone like Lisa, she can talk to, she can share, she may have some information that I may not know. and she can share that here and be a help. And when we're on the single mom groups, she was able to share, Lisa, to say, hey, look at these grants here, and different things, that the agency has provided that you may have just overlooked, real fast and didn't realize you overlooked it. And I just think during your adoption journey, because it's so special, all the support you can get and love, it's very well here. So I would tell any single mom, join the single mom group, because guess what? It's amazing. It's amazing for the young ladies that you will meet. It's amazing, the stories. It's amazing that the social workers have set this up in the agency. And it's just an amazing thing, because you never know who you may connect to. And me and Lisa's connection was a blessing. And Adrian, that will soon have her child.
Lisa, Monique, we really appreciate you both coming on this platform and sharing your experience of being able to connect with one another. Becoming a parent through adoption is a beautiful thing, but there's also a lot of layers to it. And I think it's important that people surround themselves with other people that can help build them up, and be there for them through the roller coaster ride of adoption. So we appreciate you both sharing. We're hopeful that folks on this call will take advantage of some of the support groups that we do have here at Adoptions from the Heart. If you're interested in learning more, please reach out to your local office and we can share upcoming dates for our waiting family support group, as well as our single parent support group. And as you hear from these ladies, it's clearly something that they are sticking to even once they're placed. And I'm happy that it's been a beneficial resource for you. Well, again, thank you both so much. We appreciate Lisa and Monique coming on this platform, sharing your story. We wish you both lots of love and best wishes with your little one. Continue to tune in, guys. And if you do have questions about any sort of resources here at Adoptions from the Heart, don't hesitate to reach out. We appreciate your support and we wish you well.